Hello, my name is Luke, and I'm the creator of Massacards, the killer hidden role game. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to set up a game of Massacards. It's pretty simple. There are only 6 steps. Step 1. Remove all cards from the box and sort them by type. If you have a brand new sealed box, they should already be sorted into their different decks, but you'll still have to separate them. There are 8 types of cards in the game: roll cards, room cards, vision cards, clue cards, guess number cards, life cards, relic cards, and investigation cards. I'm only planning on teaching you the basics today, so you're only going to be needing the first 4 decks I mentioned. Here's how you can identify the 4 basic card types. Roll cards have the Massacre Mansion crest on the back, with a bunch of text and artwork on the front. Room cards have a blueprint style back with a decorative border and numbers on the front. Vision cards have a question mark symbol on the back and a purple adjective on the front. Finally, clue cards have the same Massacre Mansion crest as roll cards on the back, but the front contains only a few colored words. Don't get the 2 types of cards mixed up. Once you have all of these cards separated, it's time to move on to Step 2. Step 2. Set aside any cards you don't plan on using and close the box. Place the box near the center of the play area. It doesn't have to be directly in the center as long as all players can reach the box from where they are sitting. Next, place the vision card deck on top of the box face down. Step 3. Determine the number of players you have and subtract 1 from that number. Then, draw that number of room cards and arrange them in a grid near the center of the play area face down. It is not necessary for all players to be able to reach these cards. Here are some examples of how the grid could be laid out depending on the number of players you have. In the end, the grid shape does not matter, so just make sure it fits on your table. If this is your first game, make sure most of the room cards you have placed have the +1 value on the front. It's okay if some of them don't. Step 4. Grab the clue card deck and separate them into 3 piles: weapon, evidence, and item. Once again, if you have a sealed box, they should already be sorted. If not, you can tell which clue cards are what type by reading the small text at the bottom of the card. Alternatively, the 3 types of cards have 3 different colors of text. Weapons are red, evidence is blue, item is green. Once you have the 3 types sorted into separate decks, shuffle all of them and deal 1 from each deck to each player. Warning: you cannot show or discuss your clue cards with other players. These cards form the first 3 cards of your hand. Leftover clue cards will not be needed for the rest of the game and cannot be viewed. Set them off to the side. Step 5. Now it's time to choose the roles you want present in your game. Roles are the characters each player will be playing as during the game. Each player will get 1 roll card. Grab the roll pile and find the Private Eye, Killer, and Witness roles. You can identify which roll cards these are by looking at the large colored text near the center of the card. These 3 roles are required for every game of Massacards. The remaining roles can be chosen by you. If this is your first game, try filling in the rest of the roles with the bystander role. There are multiple bystander cards for this exact purpose. There are tons of other roles present in the game, so feel free to experiment with the other roles once you're familiar with the game's mechanics. Once you have selected 1 roll card for each player, put them in a deck and shuffle it. Deal 1 card from the deck to each player face down. Warning: you cannot show your roll card to other players, but you're free to discuss your roll and you're encouraged to lie about it in-game. Your roll card is the last card that goes in your hand. Each player should now have a hand of 4 cards. The remaining rolls will not be needed for the rest of the game and can be set off to the side. Step 6. If possible, fill the room you are playing in with consistent background noise like music or ambient sounds, enough to obscure audible player movement, but not player voices. Those are all 6 steps to setting up a game of Massacards. Thank you for listening.